On our day trip today, we will visit 3 places. First we will visit Bowlin's The Thing Travel Center, Dragoon Springs Stagecoach Stop, and Rattlesnake Ranch Sculpture Garden. Driving on Interstate 10 you will come to exit 322. This will take you to a travel center called Bowlin's The Thing Travel Center. The Thing is located in Texas Canyon, a fairly remote stretch of I-10. Literally hundreds of billboards advertise The Thing to draw in the inquisitive traveler. T. Binkley Prince acquired The Thing around 1950, although the details of how, are still shrouded in secrecy. In 1965 he built The Thing roadside attraction right here. Mr. Prince ran the store with his wife until his death in 1969 at just 56 years of age. Upon his death, Claude Bowlin Jr. struck a deal with Mr. Prince's wife Janet to take over the store's operation. Bowlin Travel Centers Incorporated has maintained the mystery ever since. Admission to enter the museum only cost my dad $10.61 for all 3 of us. Are you ready to enter? Let's go! What if we are not alone in the universe? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be the truth. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes, what if you were told that all you know about history is false? Everything you have learned in school or history books is a fabrication, devised to shelter the citizens of Earth from the truth. Throughout man's time on Earth, kingdoms, empires, and governments have tried to suppress the facts. They allowed shreds of evidence to leak, in order to confuse the issue. What you are about to learn today is a culmination of over 50 years of research. Be prepared to be amazed as we enlighten you. This is the information you have always been seeking without realizing it. Now, take a journey with us back through time as we explore history and unlock the mystery of The Thing. What if what you are about to see is true? Dinosaurs rule. 65 million years ago these gigantic beasts were wiped from the face of the Earth. What happened? Today, you will witness the hidden details from that fateful period. During the Cretaceous period the breakup of the world continents continued, and significant changes took place on Earth. New organisms and plant life began to flourish. The dinosaurs to your left, like this Albertosaurus, a smaller relative of the well-known T-Rex, and the popular Triceratops, roamed the North American landscape. One of the largest of the pterosaurs, the Great Pteranodon, with a wingspan of up to 18 feet, ruled the air. What if aliens have been here before? We believe the answer is yes. Aliens have been here before, and this exhibit seeks to provide possible proof of their presence by exploring the following story. Aliens arrived near the end of the Cretaceous period. Why did they come to Earth? Their planet, Rothian Prime, was on the verge of dying. 2 Rothian planets, the powerful Miles-Rot and the gentle Amatria, were tasked with seeking a new planet in order to save their species. Thousands of scout ships were sent throughout the galaxy in search of a new home. One scouting party discovered Earth during the dawning of the age of the dinosaurs. These first Rothian extraterrestrial observers saw the advantage of using the enormous dinosaurs to build their new civilization. They made their plans to return with their entire alien population. Who were they? The Miles-Rot clan. This ruthless alien clan was the main governing force of the Rothian civilization. They were responsible for all security and defense, highly skilled in weapons and combat, oversaw the construction efforts on newly discovered planets, believed they alone controlled their destiny by complete domination of other species. The Amatria, this gentle and curious clan, was the main scientific and exploration group of the Rothians. They were responsible for all research and development for the entire civilization. Curious and driven by a quest for knowledge, fierce combatants if provoked to fight, sympathetic to any newly encountered species, believers in an invisible great creator of the universe. What if dinosaurs were ruled by aliens from another planet? At the request of the ruthless Miles-Rat leaders, the gentle Amatria used their advanced mind control devices to gain control of the Earth's dinosaur population. Their nanotechnology was able to fuse with many dinosaur species' DNA. This forced the dinosaurs to obey commands, effectively enslaving them. Over a vast amount of time, the dinosaurs began to reject simple commands. The manipulations of the dinosaur DNA created an unexpected result, giving the beasts intelligence. Meanwhile, as the aliens established themselves on Earth, the Amatria scientists explored more intricate aspects of the planet. Although dinosaurs and aliens dominated the landscape above ground, alien investigators discovered mysterious creatures that existed safely below the surface. The Miles-Rat leadership thought these cave dwellers were too primitive to pay attention to. On your left, you will notice our display of artifacts believed to be from the same time period. These bones were thought to be discovered in the mines of southern Arizona. Notice the strange markings they have. What if this is the first evidence of some advanced technology interfacing with dinosaur DNA? You might also notice strange burn marks. What if these dinosaurs were involved in some great battle? With the dinosaurs' newfound intelligence, they began to organize attacks against their alien masters. The war for dominion over Earth began. Many of the Amatria who were sympathetic to the dinosaurs joined their cause. A civil war broke out among the alien clans. The war raged for hundreds of years and affected Earth itself. Their weapons caused earthquakes and volcanoes to erupt on a global scale. The brutal Miles-Rat leadership realized their clan was on the brink of losing the war. They put a dramatic plan in motion to end the war and abandon the planet. Annihilation. The evil Miles-Rat clan set their plan in motion. They saw that the only way to wipe out their foes and win the war was through complete annihilation. If they couldn't have the planet, no one could. As the Miles-Rat retreated back into space, they sent an asteroid toward Earth. According to their calculations, an impact of the Yucatan Peninsula would create the most damage, ending all life on the planet. So they hoped. The alien versus dinosaur war left Earth in ruins. The civil war between the Rockian clans, Miles-Rat and Amatria, divided the species. They separated into two factions and remained sworn enemies. The Miles-Rat abandoned Earth and sought a new planet to conquer. A large contingent of the peaceful Amatria faction also left Earth in hopes that they could defend other civilizations from the destructive Miles-Rat conquest. Meanwhile, a small colony of the compassionate Amatria remained on Earth. 500,000 years later, Earth made a full recovery. New life grew and flourished. The Great Extinction gave way to the development of mammals, and eventually, Earth's most formidable being of all, mankind. The wise Amatria elders inspired their faction to chart their return to Earth. Upon their arrival, they discovered that abundant life had returned to the planet. Earth was filled with many new creatures and plant life. Some creatures were much like the cave dwellers from the tales of their ancestors. Unfortunately, the tyrannical Miles-Rat faction soon found their way back to Earth. This threatened the Amatria plan for the peaceful development of humanity. So the Amatria accelerated their influence over humanity and hoped to improve humanity's ability to defend themselves. The efforts made by both alien factions to retain power failed to take root for hundreds of years. During that time, humanity expanded its reach. Various governments discovered and colonized many corners of the globe. Struggles between governments created numerous wars over the course of 1,000 years. Soon, the British Empire was established. Eventually it became the largest empire in history. Its vast size meant the friendly Amatria and vile Miles-Rat could secretly operate independently throughout the world. Each faction desperately tried to gain control over the other. The Amatria were highly interested in one particular British colony located in the New World. The enthusiastic Amatria believed this new government aligned best with their beliefs. So, the United States of America was born on July 4, 1776. With the aid of the Amatria, the USA won its independence from the British Empire. This new nation was fragile. The wicked Miles saw the potential power of the United States and tried to exploit their weakness. They attempted to split the nation and cause the American Civil War. However, when the war was over, the faithful Amatria influence helped the US become an even stronger nation. The noble Amatria had dealt a devastating blow to the heinous Miles. The late 1800s witnessed the end of the American Civil War, the westward expansion of the United States, and the exploration of the American frontier. As the dangers of lawless territories west of the Mississippi became legendary, the term Wild West was coined. Mining created great opportunities for exploration. Precious metals such as gold, silver, and copper were discovered. Small plots of land became boomtowns, as settlers came from far and wide to seek fortune. In fact, many wondered what other mysteries could be uncovered deep beneath the ground. The dawn of the 20th century saw the end of the Wild West. The oil business exploded, putting the gold, silver and copper rushes of the 1800s to shame. New inventions led to faster travel and better communication. The Wright brothers proved that man could fly. Henry Ford revolutionized automobile production. The completion of the transcontinental telephone line allowed communication across the country. The world was getting smaller and the US was growing in wealth and influence throughout the world. Though the turn of the century brought many wonderful opportunities, it also ushered in terrible conflict. After their devastating defeat during the Civil War of the United States, the heinous Miles faction turned their attention back to Europe. There they successfully started to regain their power. World War I started July 28, 1914 and ended November 11, 1918. The peaceful Amatria did their best to prevent the war. Although they were successful in aiding an Allied victory, it was at a terrible cost. By the end of the war, 4 of the world's empires ceased to exist and over 16 million people died. Although it was supposed to be the war to end all wars, that was not the case. Another global war was just over the horizon. The evil Miles were hard at work manipulating future events. "21 years after World War I, the wicked Miles finalized their plan for humanity to wipe each other out. By 1933, the Nazi Party took control of the German government. A madman named Hitler declared himself Führer. The pawns were in place and the world was primed to explode into war a second time. The Second World War began September 1, 1939 when Germany invaded Poland. Soon, Britain and France had declared war on Germany. On December 7, 1941 Japan bombed the US naval bases at Pearl Harbor, pushing the US into the war. Wars saturated the globe, and virtually no country was safe from destruction. The protective Amatria stepped in to help the human race. They offered to share their scientific knowledge and advanced technology if the Allied nations would erase all evidence of any alien existence. We came upon a sign during our tour. It says, "A tribute to our veterans. Bowlin Travel Centers Incorporated would like to take this moment to honor all of our United States veterans and those currently serving in the U.S. Armed Services. We also recognize all first responders that protect our communities on a daily basis. Your sacrifice and service to your country will never go unnoticed. We are truly blessed by your presence as you visit our stores. Your service is a huge part of what makes the United States great. Thank you for your sacrifices, for your blood, sweat, and tears. We honor you." The top secret agreement with the Amatria helped turn the tide of the war. Backed by the might and manpower of the United States, the Allies received the military support they needed across the world. Adolf Hitler and his Axis powers became desperate for a strategy to win the war. The evil Milesarot revealed to Hitler that an ancient alien artifact was discovered in America. This artifact could be the key to enslaving the world and winning the war. Hitler immediately devised a plan to steal the artifact. A Japanese spy imprisoned at a camp near Dragoon, Arizona aided the Nazis in finding this ancient artifact. In a covert mission, Nazi spies found the artifact and promptly smuggled it to Germany. But by then it was too late. The Nazis were losing the war. The deceptive Milesarot decided Hitler was too insane to control and they turned their back on him. Under the direction of Winston Churchill, the Allied leadership learned of the covert operation led by Nazi spies in America. They met with the Amatria in an undisclosed location to verify the rumors of this ancient artifact. The US did admit that it had found the artifact in Arizona during a mining excavation in the late 1890s. The war in Europe came to an end in May of 1945. The evil Milesarot desperately tried to hold on to power. In a last-ditch effort, they poured their remaining resources into the Japanese Empire. That final gamble failed just a few months later. True to their agreement with the Amatria, the Allied leadership from World War II destroyed all evidence related to the existence of aliens. You will not find anything but conspiracy theories and rumors today. This section is dedicated to those conspiracies. Since the late 1940s, our culture has been obsessed with the notion of life beyond our planet. From the 7 wonders of the ancient world, to the entertainment we enjoy every night. What if our books, TV programs, websites, and technology come from an outside influence? The human race seems to think we know everything. But, even the most intelligent scientists make new discoveries every day. How could so many people across the globe invent these ideas without some shred of truth leaking out? How could these ideas proliferate our culture so completely? How can man come up with so many technological advancements in such a short time? What if these mysterious beings are controlling our minds, just as they did with the dinosaurs? Will the truth ever be revealed? What if aliens make themselves known one day, and if they do, what will happen? What if aliens secretly control our minds? What if Elvis was actually abducted by aliens? Many rumors have shrouded the thing in mystery. What if the story you just encountered was true? A story of aliens fighting dinosaurs. A battle that manipulated the course of human history. What if the thing is the last remnant of a prehistoric cave dweller? What if it was a mysterious cargo that resulted in the sinking of the Lusitania? What if it was the ancient alien artifact recovered through a daring mission in World War II? What if it is the missing link between humans and aliens from the other side of the galaxy? What if the best way to hide the truth is in plain sight, at an obscure roadside stop in Arizona? Now, prepare to be amazed, as you discover the mystery of the desert. Here lies the thing. What is it? That question has bewildered us for over 50 years. Some have had their theories. It was suggested an ancient curse was placed upon it and dire consequences awaited those who touched it. Or, could it be part of a larger government scandal to cover up a secret so terrifying, it could cause mass hysteria? What if this is the ancient artifact discovered deep within the copper mines of Arizona? This display represents what the setting may have looked like when it was discovered. Of course, no one may ever know. So, we are still left to wonder. What is this mystery of the desert, the thing? Now we are off to explore some history at Dragoon Springs Stagecoach stop. Get back on Interstate 10 West. You will want to get off at the next exit, not counting the rest area. If you need to stop, you may want to stop here before you go on. Your exit is coming up, but be careful of the curve. It is called Dragoon Road. Soon you will come to some railroad tracks and J.H. Smith grocery store. Dragoon Road curves to the left, but you will want to take the dirt road to the right. You will want to stay on this road until your first gate. Today the road was a little muddy. You will need a permit beyond this point. I will leave a link in the description, so you can get one. They only cost $35 for a full year at the time of this video and they are good for all BLM lands. Make sure you close the gate behind you, so the cows don't get out. You will drive just a little further and you will see a sign that will say, "Stage Stop." You will want to take a left on this road. Soon you will come to another gate. Don't forget to close the gate behind you. Not much further. Watch out for the cows. They are very curious. We are now at the Dragoon Springs Stagecoach stop.
Alright, let's head on up.
The San Antonio and San Diego Mail Line began service across Arizona to the Pacific Coast in July 1857. Its route included a stop here near the Dragoon Spring. The San Antonio line was commonly known as the Jackass Mail because mules were used to pull the coaches, and passengers were packed on muleback across the Colorado desert. The Overland Mail Bill was passed by Congress in 1857 to begin twice-weekly mail service between St. Louis and San Francisco. Construction of the station, one of 200 along the 2,700-mile route, began in August 1858. It was marred by the massacre of September 8, 1858, when 3 of the Overland Company employees were killed by their workers. The Dragoon Springs station was a swing station used only for changing horses or mules. Home stations included a station master, cooks, and maintenance men. Mail service ended in March 1861. The termination was brought about by the onset of the Civil War, increased Indian hostilities, and the faster Pony Express service which had begun in 1860. The route was moved north where it crossed Denver and Salt Lake City. During its 2 years of existence, the Overland Mail Company had a great economic impact. It employed a large number of people and drew new settlers to Arizona. This place continued to be a brief stopping point during and after the Civil War. The graves north of the station are the result of a battle between Confederate troops and Apaches in 1862. We spent some time exploring the ruins before we moved on.
Ready for the grave sites?
Yep.
All right.
On May 5, 1862, a Confederate foraging party rounding up cattle near the abandoned Butterfield Overland Mail Station, battled a group of Apaches. The soldiers were members of Company A, Governor John R. Baylor's Regiment of Arizona Rangers, under the command of Captain Sherrod Hunter. Captain Hunter's command was based at Tucson and engaged in operations against Union forces from California. 4 of Hunter's men were killed, and the Apaches took 25 horses and 30 mules. It is unknown whether any of the Apaches were slain. From the Apache point of view, the Confederate Party represented yet another unwelcome threat to the security of their homeland. The Chokunan band of the Chiricahua Apache, including the famous leader Cochise, was then living in the Dragoon Mountains and nearby Dos Cabezas, Chiricahua, and Pelanchillo Mountains. Relationships with the United States, already uneasy, became markedly hostile in 1861 after a young U.S. Army officer, Lieutenant Bascom, falsely accused Cochise's group of kidnapping a child from a Sonoyta Valley ranch. By 1862, the Apaches viewed any soldiers, whether Union or Confederate, as enemy invaders. 2 months after the Confederates were killed near Dragoon Springs, the Apaches would do battle with Union forces at Apache Pass in the Chiricahua Mountains. The fallen Confederates of the 1862 skirmish were hastily buried a few yards from the stone walls of the recently abandoned Butterfield Overland Mail Station. 2 of the graves are marked, Sergeant Samuel Ford and Ricardo, a Hispanic cattle drover. There are no markers on the other 2 burial mounds, but one probably holds the remains of Captain John Donaldson. The 4th burial remains unknown. These soldiers are the only Confederates known to have been killed in battle within the boundaries of modern-day Arizona. We walked down to another gravesite that was separate from the others. This one had an American flag. I did not find any information on this or who this person was. Very sad. It is very peaceful here and I hope that the people laid to rest here are at peace. We spent 2 hours here and it was time to move on. Heading back onto Dragoon Road, we are on our way to the Rattlesnake Ranch Sculpture Garden. You will see this on your left-hand side. It is hard to miss. Dinosaurs. I would like to let you know that this is a private home. They welcome you to look at the sculptures. Watch out for rattlesnakes. This is free, but they do have a donation box to help feed the dinosaurs.
soon.
Okay.
Well, I might ride the horse, but I think the T-Rex is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Move it back up.
Well, it is time to go home. It has been a long, but fun day. I hope you enjoyed my video. I would like to give a special thanks to the Bowlin's Travel Center and the people that work there for their friendliness in making such a good side road attraction. Please give a like and share my video. If you can, please give to my taco fund. This is my tip jar that helps me get the stuff to make better videos. Good night all!